Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going over to Bitcoin, bigger the CoinsKid crew. So the other day I did make a couple of videos, and I did include Casper coin, and I was looking at a target. It was 50% from that move on that coin, on the video that I posted, and it's been met like an absolute boss into that resistance, and now it's 10% down from that particular resistance. So it's been an amazing trade, and these are the things that I do show in the videos. And I know a lot of people, trolled them videos and said, I only want to see XRP, I only want to see Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever, but I'm always trying to find you opportunity and reasons why, and bring a level of education to yourselves. Okay, so that was a very, very fruitful trade right there. 57% from that video into that resistance, and now it's 10% down on that particular resistance. So again, what an amazing trade that was for the CoinsKid crew. But aside from that, we've got Bitcoin right now. It's doing okay. We've got bullish macro signal, 16.6% above the macro signal right now, so it can afford to retrace that much in my book and still remain bullish. So Bitcoin's looking pretty good. Now, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin won't correct. Okay, please remember this, because what goes up must come down. There's something in the chart that I'm looking at right now that could be a little clue that this week we may see another little correction, a little drawdown in the crypto markets, one kind of like last little shakeout before the major breakout. So I'm going to go through this with you in today's videos. But at the moment, we've got XRPs doing okay, we've got Bitcoin that's doing okay. These are all above the bull market support band. We've got a little coin down here, Litecoin, which is a bit of a laggard in the market at the moment, isn't it? We've got bearish signal right there, still underwater. So in my opinion, if we do see a significant drawdown this week, I think that Litecoin is going to be a golden opportunity right there. We'll try and get a video out to you, because that's absolutely playing out like a boss. Since that video from May, the waves on that have just been unbelievable. A massive short into a massive long, and that's doing really, really well. So again, it's all about structure and support, and at the moment, a lot of these coins are pushing up into the bullish structure right there, and the macro signal from CoinsKid.com is holding true at the moment. So we still have some coins that are lagging. Like I said to you, as you move further down the list on CoinsKid.com, you will see these opportunities, okay, through the macro signal basically. So anyway, let's dive into DXY right now, okay, and see what we can see. And this scenario that I'm looking at, that may be a clue that we are about to have a little bit of a drawdown before the major breakout towards the end of the week, leading to next week right there. Let's take a look, okay? So I'll quickly show you the CAS chart right now before I do dive into the DXY, because what we've got, this is literally where I made my video on Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, and we bolted, that was the minimal target, the 2 fib, like I said to you in the video. And at that point, look at that, made it like an absolute boss, and it's currently 10% down. So that's been a beautiful trade, riding the waves right there, just respecting the fibs. You can clearly see at this point, we ran into the 1618, came back, met the 2 fib, and right now we're looking for a retracement in this chart. So again, this could be a little bit of confluence to the fact we might be, in for some kind of little drawdown before we go again in a lot of these altcoins, and Bitcoin included. Okay, so let's dive into the DXY right now. So taking a look at the DXY then, I'm looking at a couple of scenarios here. I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I'm bullish on crypto, okay? So there's a couple of scenarios that I am looking at, but I think this one might play out, and obviously if it doesn't, the other scenario play out, and that's even better for us. But at the minute, I'm looking at the DXY is a little clue right now that we're doing exactly what we did last year, and so far, we're riding these waves, and, inverse correlation with Bitcoin right there. This is how we're making so much money, just looking at the DXY, and I've gone through this with you multiple times. So I think that, what we have is this scenario from way back last year is identical, and I've been looking at this for a very long time with you, that this is this scenario here. Okay, so let me draw the box like that. So we've got the peak just there, September, October last year, came down, made the low. Okay, then we made a series of lower lows, 3 lows before the last retracement, before the big drop through the weekly 20 EMA. Do you see that? So we've done exactly the same. We've got the low there, we had the 3 lows, the last retracement before the drop below the 20 week EMA. So right now, the DXY, in my opinion, is somewhere round about there. Okay, so literally round about here. We've almost got to this target. Look at the target just there, the bottom of that channel. Look at this channel coming up. So we're almost at that point. So what happened for the DXY once it bounced off the bottom of that channel? And I remember relaying this to you at the time. It met the channel and it started to come back up into the 10 EMA. And this is where we did see a little bit of a pullback in the crypto market. So I'm kind of anticipating a very similar thing here, and the DXY is the clue. Now the opposite, obviously, is if we start to fall through this and drop like a stone in DXY, then I'm wrong. We're not looking at a bounce here off this support back into the resistance over the next few days, leading to the end of the week right there, before the continuation of the drop, leading to a massive move to the upside. This particular scenario that I'm looking at right now is very similar to this. Okay, bounce off the bottom of the channel, start to come back up into the 10, confirm resistance, and then boom, drop for the remainder of the year right there. So I think this particular move for the DXY, if it does come down here and bounces into the 10 EMA towards midweek to end of week right there, this little opportunity wherever crypto is at the time is going to be an amazing opportunity, because it was just there. Okay, if we take a look at that and drop the Bitcoin chart in just there, it was creating that double bottom structure, and I remember this really, really well. Okay, so we got the initial drop with the DXY, didn't we, for the Bitcoin because of the FTX fallout, but at that point you can clearly see we found this floor in the DXY. We start to come up into this EMA, the 10 EMA. This is at this point where the Bitcoin drawn down to create that bottom that double bottom structure, high low, before starting to come up the stairs. Okay, so this was a beautiful sweet spot on that double bottom down there. Okay, so I think that Bitcoin could potentially be about to do the same, and the clue is in this chart. So if we do start to bounce at the support at 103, 182, we'll see more of a little bit of drawdown on Bitcoin, potentially a greater drawdown on some of the altcoins right there, a lovely little opportunity into the 10 EMA on the DXY right there, and then boom, wherever whatever your coin's doing at that point, boom, this drop here is going to be the same as this drop here for the DXY, and really simple. And in theory, we're looking at some kind of double bottom structure here for Bitcoin, which starts to come down like that. People are going to get shaken out again. Anyone piling into longs, leverage at this point, are going to get shaken out and stop losses liquidated and things like that. And then it goes for the remainder of the year right here into next year. And this is our big blow off top phase, which is occurring because of the big drop here in the DXY. Okay, so this is just something I'm looking at as confluence of the fact that I think I'm just trying to ride the waves intraday with you. I think technically Bitcoin's looking really good, and the DXY is the clue, obviously, in the macro. But what I do look for on a daily time frame is in outs, and longs and shorts and things like that. So I wouldn't necessarily be piling into longs at this position right now. I still think we're getting some kind of price compression. I do think we could see one kind of last little shakeout this week on some of these coins. People think, oh shit, it's going to zero, and then that is the golden opportunity as the DXY backtest its 10 EMA. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do apologize. It is what it is. Bitcoin's going to absolutely take off into space at this point. But I think the DXY is a clue, and the fact is that at the moment, like I said to you, we've got the rising channel. We're breaking down. Look at that from this point on the back test where Bitcoin exploded, and like I said to you, I think we're consolidating the range for the leg up, and this is just coming down. But I do think that there's a key level support here. So if this bounces at this point, starts to come up into the 10 EMA, I'm looking to go absolutely long with my stop loss on the swing low, wherever it is at the time for Bitcoin, and just ride the next wave up. And this is something I relay to you. Obviously, the invalidation of such, if a DXY V shapes starts to come up, takes out that resistance right now, then I'm completely wrong, and Bitcoin's looking to absolutely tank at this point. So at the minute, it's not, and this is why we're able to ride the wave so well. So I wish everyone most luck. Nothing I say is financial advice. We've been absolutely nailing this market so far. I'm just trying to ride the waves with you. I'm trying to bring a level of education to you. I hope you're all enjoying the content, and thank you for support. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now and see what we can see, okay? So look at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame. At the moment, we've broken out. We've got a beautiful level of resistance and been back tested, that God candle back test, haven't we? We're looking at opportunity on that drawdown on Friday, high-low structure, compression lead to expansion, looking at this scenario, and boom, it's been a beautiful trade for the CoinsKid crew right there. 37340, minimal target, come up and met it. So right now there's a lovely little descending triangle that might be occurring here. If we do start to drop, there is another clue in the charts as to, the direction of Bitcoin. Really simple, just like, you melted through this support, just resistance, God candle came all the way, yay! Always that on your radar, you've melted through it, okay? So you've come all the way back down to it. Boom, beautiful little sweet spot. And right now we've come all the way back up to this previous level of support that's been lost, and we've got that back test right there, okay? So at the moment there might be some kind of little descending triangle here, so we'll keep an eye on that, some kind of little compression pattern within itself. If we do start to drop, there's a reason in the charts, and it really is simple. Compression lead to expansion. Look at this descending triangle. We broke out. Right now we're looking for the support before we start to go again. It's a possibility. So again, I would not necessarily be looking to load up any longs at this point, because you've got a clue in the charts that you've got to come back basically. But with that, what I'm looking at, we are getting some kind of compression, aren't we? Making a series of lower highs and higher lows at the moment. So this is a key pivot low, 35505. I think if Bitcoin breaks below that in the short term over the next few days, it could indicate a bigger drop here for Bitcoin, in the sense that this could be a macro A, B, C wave, and this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, that goes all the way down to the 20-week EMA, around about 31k I think it is at the moment, roughly around about that, pushing up to 31k, and equally it's got candle back test just there, okay? So a little bit of confidence at that level, that if we do start to do this, it could be a 1, this could be this could be an A, this could be a B, and right now it's a C wave, and within the C wave we do usually see 5 waves, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, something like that, okay? There's a possibility, and I think the earliest warning shot for that particular scenario will be if we do see 35505 taken out of support, okay? And most importantly, obviously, it will become fact that that's a scenario. If we start to see 34581 loss, then yeah, I think, this is the third wave, 4, 5, so on and so forth, and this is your C wave drop basically, and this is the A, this is the B, this is the C. Now, what do I think is likely? At the minute, I don't necessarily think that will play out because of the clues in the DXY, that we won't have that kind of significant drawdown in Bitcoin. I do think it's relatively bullish. I'm not looking at for that big major crash right there. I think what we've got respectfully at the moment is price compression leading to expansion. We might have some kind of 5-wave correction that's begun at this point. So corrections come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Sometimes you get ABC zigzags, sometimes you get flat corrections like this, sometimes you get 5-wave symmetrical triangles, and I think that this could actually be one right now. So we're going to show you this, and the reason is because we've got an A wave there, this has been a B wave, this has been a C wave, This is a D wave, and right now you're in an E wave. So with the small retracement that I'm looking at for the DXY, in the sense that we've got, you know, potential bounce into the 10 EMA, at this point this could be confluence to the fact that we're going to go through a small correction here for Bitcoin, drawing down, holding a higher low to 355.505, hold that, and then we've got as a perfect 5-wave ABDC 5-wave corrective pattern right here in an uptrend. So we're getting compression lead to expansion, and these are synonymous. Your 5-wave corrections are synonymous with symmetrical triangles and horizontals, which is, you know, exactly what we've got. Series of lower highs and series of higher lows, okay, on these pivot points. So it's absolutely really important that we don't see 35505 lost in the short term for Bitcoin, because if we don't, and at this point we start to see a retracement falling for all this support and it loses it, that's bearish, you know, leading to a bigger correction basically. But if we come down and we hold it as structural support and we start to see the resistance of the 10 EMA on the DXY, and then it starts to go, this is your sweet spot down here, which will find for you. So again, we can kind of guess where it's going to go using Fibonacci. So if we go from this pivot point here all the way back down to this potential C wave, we take a look at that, you could actually start to, you know, put some bids on the 702 fib and the 786 fib. So this could be a little sweet spot for the CoinsKid crew over the next few days. If we do start to see the DXY bounce and everyone starts to get really, really bearish on crypto again and bullish on the DXY, this could be a little sweet spot of an ABCD E wave correction, a sideways consolidation range pattern, which is basically a symmetrical triangle. The 702 fib at 36093 and the 786 fib at 35972. So this is a really important level of support in the short term. The 1 fib at 35505. Okay, this low that we put in on Thursday 16th of November, that's your pivot low at the moment. Lose that, I think, is really bearish in this point. Okay, and it could lead to a bigger correction all the way back down to the weekly 20. Okay, so again, you know, I think a little bit of confidence is with the DXY that this particular pattern is playing out. This is my primary count at the moment of a corrective wave pattern, basically some kind of 5-wave compression pattern leading to expansion. So once this correction's over, which I think we've been in since this point here, once this correction's over, making this high-low structure, this could be an absolute golden pocket zone for you, the CoinsKid crew right there, to load up with a stop loss on the 1 fib, you know, and we could be looking at a monumental long all the way up to 47k. If the DXY does indeed come up, bounces off a 10 EMA as resistance like this, at that point this is down here on this pivot low, and then we drop with the DXY. This is where you're going to pop for the Bitcoin basically, and really simple. So this is my primary count at the moment for the CoinsKid crew. Okay, in the short term I would not necessarily look into load up longs at this position, because we do have a god candle back test, so that's a minimal target for me, and a retracement, possible descending triangle at this point. Breakdown, back test, what happens at that point? Do we break? Fantastic, whatever. I'm looking for these pivot highs to be broken. If in the short term we take out any pivot high, there's a really bullish statement. Do you understand? And really simple technical analysis. Remember, you can go long, you can go short, you can trade always on Bit, get and buy Bit, amazing sign up bonuses. But I'm just going to kick back, relax, wait for the next couple of days, see what happens with the DXY, see if we get this retracement in some of the altcoins, see if Bitcoin comes down, makes this high-low structure to this key pivot low, the C wave at 35505. If it does, I'm looking to load up right there on that sweet spot, 702 fib and 786 fib. I wish everyone the most luck, okay, because if we do get this opportunity here and we start to come up, wow, this is going to be a beautiful opportunity for the CoinsKid crew right there. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.